Darling, I've got some news. They've asked me to host the BAFTAs. What do you think?
Goddamn asshole. I'm in the middle of my goddamn Easter dinner. Sorry, kids.
Bad time. I got you. Sorry, kids. Very early for an Easter dinner.
Pronto?
Darling? It's Joanna.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to...
I miss you.
Well, I miss you too. Listen, I was just calling to tell you that I'm hosting the BAFTAs. Now look, I know you wanted the job, but...
You never said anything.
I'm saying something now.
That's wonderful news.
Well, you could sound a bit more pleased with me, darling. I mean, what's wrong with everyone? Look, I'm sorry, I've got another call coming through. I'm going to have to go. Hello?
This is Stalin.
How did you get this number?
I want a recording of tonight's performance.
Look, if you miss it, you'll just have to watch it on iPlayer like everyone else. Winnie, darling, how are you?
Oh, I'm in fine fettle. Fine fettle.
Listen, I'm hosting the BAFTAs this year. What do you think of this? Royal Albert Hall, top of the show. Me arriving in a chariot pulled by a team of horses.
Horses?
Oh, horses.
You did say a team of horses.
No, you're right. It's a bad idea. Thanks for your time, darling. Hugh, it's Joanna.
What a lovely surprise. I was beginning to think you'd lost my number.
Never. Look, I'll keep it brief. I'm hosting the BAFTAs, and I wondered if you wanted to come.
Well, wonderful news. Yes, yes. Where does one go?
The Royal Albert Hall. So get your lovely little backside down there pronto.
Thank you, darling. I've never had any complaints about Mr. and Mrs. Bottycheek.
Right, that's everyone. Time to get ready. Winnie, what is it now?
We need a name for this operation.
I've already got it covered, darling. It's the British Academy Film Awards.
Just like in the movies, it starts to rain and we...
Good evening from London's Royal Albert Hall for the EE British Academy Film Awards. Tonight we welcome with open arms royalty, film stars, directors, producers and assorted members of the catering staff to this, the biggest night in British film, and you will not miss a cough, a sneeze, an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction, as will be there from the moment they set foot on this glorious red carpet to the moment they take home, or not, that prestigious BAFTA mask. Enjoy the show. In terms of tonight, have you had the chance to watch many other films this year?
Oh yeah, I've watched lots of them, because I've been voting.
Wonderful. Do you have any favourites?
Oh yeah, there's such good films this year, it's amazing. Call Me By Your Name.
I think Shape of Water, I loved Shape of Water, I thought it was amazing.
Phantom Thread.
The Shape of Water, but I might be biased because the director is a very good friend.
TONYA. Oh, love it.
Terrific, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
The Darkest Hour is great. There's so many good films, no?
I love Dunkirk. I think, oh gosh, don't even get me going. I think you have 15 minutes.
3 Billboards, I'm a big fan.
Me too.
And Lady Bird, loved it. I mean, there's some great films this year.
Best of luck tonight.
Thank you
Get
very
in.
much.
Come
Thanks,
on.
Dermot.
Not like in the movies. Our stories after the end.
It's crazy, isn't it? I've never done something as mental as this, but I am loving it. It's kind of just so glamorous. It's like I'm a proper BAFTA watcher every year, so this is just really exciting to me.
Great. It's really exciting. I've never been to the BAFTAs before. Congratulations. It's loud in here.
I'm so excited to be here.
Always a few butterflies in the belly.
There's still a lot of integrity connected with the BAFTAs, and that means a lot to us.
Lights and glamour and smiles and laughter. It's wonderful.
It's great. It's fun out here.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have you had a chance to watch many of the films this year?
Almost all of them, I would say.
And how does it feel to get the nomination tonight?
It's amazing. It's almost too good to be true when something like this happens,
and then to have one of your best friends have made it possible for you, it's pretty a special moment.
It's such a terrific film. When you were filming it, did you have that moment where you were like, you know what, I think we want something special here?
We felt like we made a good movie. We didn't know if anybody'd see it, but we felt like we made a good movie, yeah.
It's amazing, but it's all thanks to Guillermo, really. I'm only here because of the greatness of others.
So the starter inside and the hub level has reached critical. Shortly we're going to be handing over to the mistress of ceremonies, the marvellous Joanna Lumley. But first we're kicking off tonight's British Academy Film Awards with an awe-inspiring display of strength, of flexibility and ability to squeeze into the tiniest of costumes. With a bespoke performance inspired by tonight's most nominated film, Shape of Water, we're honoured to welcome Cirque du Soleil's Over. Enjoy.
Just you and I.
A bit heavier than I thought they were.
Joanna, that's your cue. You're wrong.
Oh, okay, I'll just tidy this up. Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, there we are. Fixed. Lippy, please. Thanks. Gorgeous. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for this evening, the superb Joanna Lumley.
Excellencies, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching at home, a very warm welcome to the EE British Academy Film Awards, BAFTA's annual celebration of excellence in film. Thank you to Cirque du Soleil's OVO for their enchanting performance, paying tribute to The Shape of Water. We are coming to you from the ravishing Royal Albert Hall, bursting at the seams with history, and a place that exactly 100 years ago hosted an historic event celebrating the first group of British women being given the vote. A century ago, the suffragettes laid the groundwork for the kind of dogged resistance and powerful protest that is carried forward today with the Time's Up movement, and with it, the determination to eradicate the inequality and abuse of women the world over. So tonight we salute all the talented, creative and inspirational individuals who've enriched our lives through their stellar work. And this evening is about celebrating every aspect of film, including those who work tirelessly behind the scenes, the hard-working crews who bring every single production to the screen. This ceremony is not just about the famous people. But anyway, let's have a look at the famous people here tonight. The inimitable Gary Oldman is here. Gary's performance as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour is the latest addition to already phenomenal body of work. Gary's unique ability to transform himself and become utterly unrecognizable was evident in the other roles he played this year: Yoda, Wonder Woman, and Lego Batman. We have the incomparable Sally Hawkins, who starred in a highly complex morality tale that examined the nature of alienation, loneliness, and integration with human civilization. And my favorite scene was when she helped Paddington with that chase on the train. It was marvelous. The tour de force that is Frances McDormand is with us. She is one of a select band of actresses who've won an Oscar, an Emmy, a Tony, and a Golden Globe. And in 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, she delivers a performance that's nothing short of a masterclass. Frances, awesome. Daniel Kaluuya, star of the jaw-dropping Get Out, is here. In some of the film's most memorable moments, Daniel is controlled by other people and trapped in a chair, powerless to move. A skill that will come in handy tonight because, I'm afraid to say, no one gets a comfort break till we are done here. No, rules are rules, but lovely to see you anyway, Daniel. The captivating Annette Bening is with us. Annette gave such a complex and touching performance in Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool. It was a brilliant film and a brilliant title. And the reason all of tonight's nominees have been house hunting on Merseyside because film stars don't die in Liverpool. Sir Daniel Day-Lewis joins us tonight. Daniel is nominated for Phantom Thread and his performance as dressmaker Reynolds Woodcock. In preparation, Daniel actually learnt to sew to haute couture standard. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. Yes, he did make my dress this evening. Thank you, darling. Betty Jackson would be very proud of you. The hardest working woman in Hollywood, and many of them obviously are working, is the glorious and spectacular Angelina Jolie. Actress, director, writer, mother, humanitarian. There's literally nothing this woman can't do. Since she arrived tonight, she's already carpeted the foyer, knocked up 400 portions of risotto for the after-show dinner. It's marvelous to have you here, sweetheart. The exceedingly charming Hugh Grant is in the building. Fresh from his scene-stealing performance in Paddington 2. And quite how Hugh managed to portray a vain and egocentric actor is honestly beyond me. Don't know how you did it, darling. It was remarkable stuff. So good luck to you all, and to every single one of our nominees this evening. Good luck. In one sense, you're all winners tonight. And in another sense, if you believe that, you'll believe anything. But one thing is certain, it has been a truly extraordinary year of cinema. Don't take my word for it. Just look at this breathtaking whistle-stop tour of the last 12 months in the cinematic universe.
Actors are some of the most evil, devious people on the planet.
I have no money to spare.
Don't lie. It's rude.
Stick out your tongue, let me take your temperature.
Hiya, Georgie.
If you ain't having no fun, must be something wrong with you. Let me take your fingerprints, pay your way, and now you're in. You better seal your lips, or that'll be the end of it. Come and find your love at the heartland. And out there, you're looking for. You've had enough, but you never know. Come and lose yourself at the heartland. You'll forget who you were before. Give it up, you can have it all. Yeah, the heartland is when you're lost in the darkness. No need to feel so low. Tired of being alone. 24/7 always. Why you standing in the cold? Here's a place you wanna go.
Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine.
Come and find your love at the heartland. And out there you're looking for. I didn't know that you falling more. Come and lose yourself at the heartland. You'll forget who you were. Give it up, you can have it all in the heartland.
Be
Me what?
yourself.
Come and lose yourself at the heartland. You'll forget who you were before. Give it up, you can have it all.
I love you! I love you too!
You simply have to go and see all of those films, otherwise your life will be utterly worthless. Right, let's start giving out some of those beautiful BAFTAs, shall we? And we start with the award for Outstanding British Film in honour of Alexander Korda. And who better to kick it the whole evening off than the hottest actress on the planet, soon to be seen in Red Sparrow. It's the ravishing Jennifer Lawrence.
That was a bit much, but thank you, Joanna. It's an honor to present the first BAFTA award of the evening. British film is a remarkable force in the world of cinema, and these nominees are no exception. In these intriguing tales, we see a determined mother avenging her daughter's disappearance, the touching and poetic depiction of what it means to be a gay man in an isolated community, a young woman stifled by her loveless marriage to a bitter man twice her age, the thrilling true story of one of Britain's great leaders, the chaos that erupts after a Soviet dictator's final days, and a bear in search of the perfect present for his beloved aunt. It has truly been a brilliant year for British cinema. Here are the nominees for Outstanding British Film.
Paddington 2.
Oh, Paddington, you've made an old bear so very happy.
This is perfect.
God's Own Country.
You shouldn't have come. I'm not the answer. Yeah, I know. I need to see you. And now you do. I thought if I could see you, I'd talk to you, to make things better, you know.
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Hey there. You know who threw that can?
What can?
How about you, sweetheart? You know who threw that can?
No, I didn't really...
Lady Macbeth.
Through hell and high water, I will follow you. To the cross, to the prison, to the grave, to the sky. I'd rather stop you breathing than have you doubt how I feel.
Darkest Hour.
How many more dictators must be wooed, appeased, good God, given him mixed privileges, before we learn you cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth?
The death of Stalin.
What are you doing to my father, you jackals? Murder us or kill him!
Vasily, your father is dead.
You're dividing the spoils. Leave his brain alone. How old are you?
I'm old.
You're not old. You're not even a person. You're a testicle. You're made mostly of hair.
Vasily.
Here's your fucking lump. Here it is.
And the first BAFTA of the evening goes to 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I'm half Irish, so I'm not allowed to make a speech for this one, so I'll hand you over the ground.
Good evening. Thank you to BAFTA. Our film has played worldwide, which has been great, but it's lovely to be recognised at home, so thank you for that. We salute the fellow nominees, because those films are great that we just watched up there. We finished this film about a year ago. It's the story of a woman taking on the establishment and the status quo. It seems more timely now than we ever could have imagined then. In the last months, Time's Up movement has started in the USA and now here in the UK. The tectonic shifts are taking place. It turns out that meaningful change can happen very quickly if we put our minds to it. That's good not just for the film industry, but for everyone. Some quick thank yous from Pete, Martin, and myself. To our financiers, Film 4, part of Channel 4, who support strong, interesting filmmakers. Fox Searchlight, similarly in the US, doing that. Thank you for your support of our vision. We have a wonderful crew in the US and in the UK. A film is a collaboration, as we know, of many people, and their brilliant ideas are on the screen with Martin's. Thank you to our cast, to Francis, to Sam, to Clark. Woody Harrelson couldn't be here tonight, but perfect experience. Thank you to Martin. He's a brilliant and unique talent, and a great friend to all of us. Thank you, Martin.
Our second award of the night is for EE Rising Star in honour of Mary Selway, to present it to women who've had a year best described as aquatic. One of them was on thin ice in I, Tonya, while the other helped to hide a giant fish man in the shape of water. Please welcome my niece, Margot Robbie, and the awesome Octavia Spencer.
The EE Rising Star Award identifies new talent in the acting profession. It is also the only award voted for by the British public.
The first recipient was James McAvoy in 2006, and since then, winners have included Tom Hardy, Kristen Stewart, Will Poulter, John Boyega, and Tom Holland, which tells us that the British public would make pretty excellent casting directors.
Let's see this year's nominations.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not a kinky sex family, dog.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Get out! Yo! You're all I've got. I'm not gonna leave here without you. Oh, no, it's cool.
Florence Pugh.
They. Very fine indeed.
Her breath stinks. You have wasted quite enough of my husband's good time and good money. I shall be keeping an eye on you, gentlemen.
There you go.
Hey, boys! Timothy Chalamet.
You told me to keep driving. It's weird you shake hands.
Yeah.
Trying to get me to like her?
What would be the harm in that?
Okay, hands up who did fuck all work over the back.
Josh O'Connor.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back and I want it to be different.
Tessa Thompson.
Before you say anything, might I remind you that I sat through A Birth of a Nation, Gone with the Wind, and Tarantino Week without protest. If I'm gonna die, well, it may as well be driving my sword through the heart of that murderous hag.
Good. Yeah.
And 2018's rising star is Daniel Kaluuya.
Evening. London City, hello. I've gone blank. Thank you. Tessa, Tim, Josh, and Florence. I'd like to thank the people for voting for us all, you know, and texting and calling and going on the internet. Appreciate that, and I'm happy to, I feel so privileged to be in you guys' company. Facts. I am a product of arts funding within the United Kingdom, and I like to thank people that financially support that. I mean, obviously in the mainstream arts, but also grassroots levels. So I'd like to thank Anna Sher Theatre. I'd like to thank Evelyn Dewar and Marcus Rogers for teaching me how to act. Michael Palmer, Weekend Arts College, WAC. I'd like to thank Heater Light Theatre Company, especially Holly Hughes. I'd like to thank, who else? I've been about. I'd like to thank, I'd like to thank Connor McCoven and Sam Fox at Troika, all you guys. Thank you for letting me think different, telling me I can think differently and allowing me the space to do that. There's a countdown. I wasn't supposed to say that, but I've said that now. We break all the rules. No, levels. I'd like to thank Sam for giving me an American agent. I'd like to thank Carter Cohen. I'd like to thank Andrew Curlin. I'd like to thank my friends. I thank you for supporting me, and I hope I support you as much as I feel supported by you. I'd like to thank my sister. I'd like to thank Critch, and I'd like to thank my mum. My mum is the reason. Levels, no, I don't. Mum. You're the reason why I started, you're the reason why I'm here, and you're the reason why I keep going. Do you understand? Thank you for everything. And I'd like to thank this award, and this is yours. Yours. Love, peace, let's get it.
Time for adapted screenplay now, or as we in the industry call it, making a book into a film. To present it, an actress who is stunning in A Wrinkle in Time, and a man who includes swashbuckling and elfing on his CV. It's Gugu Mbatha-Raw and Orlando Bloom.
The source material for the films nominated in this category are as diverse as they are fascinating. Among them are a French graphic novel, a British memoir, an American novel, a true crime story, and a classic children's book.
It's the talent and the imagination of these incredible writers that has brought these adaptations to life on the screen. So here are the nominations.
Film stars don't die in Liverpool. Matt Greenhalgh.
Have you seen the movie Saturday Night Fever?
Yeah, I've seen it. Actually, I saw it 3 times.
Oh, so you like disco dancing?
Oh, God. Well, I like drunk dancing.
The Death of Stalin. Armando Iannucci. Ian Martin. David Schneider.
Be very careful what you say next. Who?
Daria.
I'm going to have to report this conversation. Threatening to do harm or obstruct any member of the Presidium in the process of looking at your fucking face.
Call Me By Your Name. James Ivory.
Is it better to speak or to die?
I'll never have the courage to ask a question like that.
I doubt that.
Molly's Game. Aaron Sorkin.
Why do you keep breaking eye contact with me?
I'm looking right at you.
You think I should do it?
You gotta let me keep you out of prison.
You've seen what's on those hard drives.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than a little color.
Yeah, but complete immunity. All right, you get all your money back. You'll be the first defendant to walk out of a courtroom better off than when you walked in.
Careers will be ruined.
Paddington 2. Simon Farnaby, Paul King.
What are you doing?
Talking to the nice men.
Nice men? Mary, we can't trust these people. I mean, look at them. Talk about a rogues gallery. Hideous. And as for that bearded baboon in the middle, he's hardly got 2 brain cells to rub together.
We can still hear you, Mr. Brown.
And the BAFTA goes to Call Me By Your Name, James Ivory.
Well, I thank everyone here tonight, and especially the Academy for giving me this award. It means a lot to me. I've been here before, but never all by myself, and never for having written a screenplay. So I just also want to say that a film like this depends on a lot of people. But first of all, it depends on the actors. And it's a wonderful thing. We were a wonderfully lucky group to have the actors that we had, who are here with us tonight, some of them. And I was lucky to be chosen for this by Luca Guadagnino. I need not have been. There were other people who could do it, probably. So finally, thanks all of you. It's like a hiccup of nature that I'm standing here, really, in a way. So thank you very much, all of you. And thanks Sony Pictures for what they've done for the film.
Next, we have the award for supporting actor. To hand it over is an actress whose work spans everything, from 12 Years a Slave, to Star Wars, to Black Panther. But every film this lady does carries a message. And that message is, she's a terrific actress. It's the peerless Lupita Nyong'o.
Good evening. One of the thrills of acting is finding that perfect connection with another performer, each enhancing the other's choices and nuances. These 5 nominations all achieve that kind of remarkable on-screen synergy. Let's see them at work.
Hugh Grant, Paddington 2.
Now then, I suppose you know who I am.
Oh, yes. You're a very famous actor.
Oh, pooh.
Or used to be. Now you do dog food commercials.
Well, a man has to eat.
What? Dog food?
Woody Harrelson, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
There's something else, Mildred. I got cancer. I'm dying.
I know it.
Huh?
Willem Dafoe, The Florida Project.
Hey, all right. Charlie Coachman of Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
You can't keep me out, that's my license.
I'm gonna call your name into the county sheriff. Now you get the fuck out of here.
Christopher Plummer, All the Money in the World.
I knew it the very first moment I visited this place. I remember every stone as clearly as if I'd just come from the store with a packet of smokes. I have never felt at home anywhere on earth till I came here.
Sam Rockwell, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
You're not calling officer of law a fucking prick in his own station house, Mrs. Hayes. Or anywhere, actually.
What's with the new attitude, Dixon? Your mama been coaching you?
No. My mama doesn't do that.
And the BAFTA goes to Sam Rockwell, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Hey, wow. I'm humbled to be among my fellow nominees. These are all amazing actors, and this has been a real magical journey for me. I've been a journeyman actor my whole life. I never dreamed to be standing here in London on stage celebrating with all you tonight, this incredible movie. And I stand here as a result of many people who believed in me over the years, sometimes when I didn't even believe in me. And I want to thank Fox Searchlight, Ben, our DP, the entire cast, Woody Harrelson, Clark Peters, Sandy Martin. There's a quote, and I don't know who, it might have been Alan Rickman, there are no great actors, only great roles. And it might be Alan, but that's certainly the case with the Martin McDonagh script. He's annoyingly handsome to be as talented a writer-director as he is. And I'm so proud to have worked with him and grateful 3 times. You've changed my life. Thank you, Martin, I love you. And I think as we engage in this long overdue discussion about women in the workplace, I also stand on the shoulders of women, strong, intelligent, righteous women who've made my life complete. Fran, you're the rock that this film, and every film you're a part of relies. You make me proud to be an actor. And Leslie, my life is full because of you. Your compassion, your intellect, your talent, and most importantly, your love. I'm very lucky to be here tonight. Thank you to the British Academy. This is for my pal Alan Rickman. I'll see you at the bar. Thank you.
production design now, and to present it are two dazzling actors. This year, one of them will be seen as Tom Cruise's leading lady in the latest Mission Impossible, and the other plays a cook in First World War epic Journey's End. See if you can guess which one's which. It's Rebecca Ferguson and Toby Jones.
If you can imagine it, and if you can visualize it, then these production designers can make it happen.
The production designer will look at the script, examine it, and ask the critical question, how the hell do you expect me to build that on this budget? But production designers are supremely resourceful. Here are the nominees.
Dunkirk, Nathan Crowley, Gary Fettis. Beauty and the Beast, Sarah Greenwood, Katie Spencer. Darkest Hour, Sarah Greenwood, Katie Spencer. Blade Runner 2049, Dennis Gassner, Alessandra Quezzaula. The Shape of Water, Paul Osterbury, Jeff Melvin, Shane View.
BAFTA goes to The Shape of Water. Paul Osterbury, Jeff Melvin, Shane View.
Wow, a little movie that could. Thank you, BAFTAs. Thank you, Guillermo, for your passion, your originality, and your creativity to dream up this world that we all helped shape. Thank you to Miles Dale and David Greenbaum and everyone at Fox Searchlight. And a little bit of nervousness here. And thank you to my art director, Nigel Churcher, and the great art department and construction team we had in Toronto. Thank you to Dan Louston for lensing it so beautifully. We wouldn't be here if it didn't look so nice. And thank you to my collaborators, Shane and Jeff, who helped decorate.
Thank you, Sheila, Alex, Sarah. Thank you, BAFTA. Thank you, Miles Dale. Thank you, Guillermo, for being a genius. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Shane.
Guillermo, you're the benchmark that all us creatives strive to be. Thank you so much for letting us be part of this film. Thank you.
Thanks to my parents in Mexico, watching in Mexico. Thank
you. Lovely, and I hope you saw that Rebecca and I were doing a little twin dress thing, It's because we're nearly the same age. Special visual effects is the next award, and to present it are two British actors who worked their socks off in 2017. She wrote and directed her first feature film, The Party's Just Begun, while he and his fellow Kingsmen spent their time desperately trying to save the world. It's so nice to be busy, isn't it? Please welcome star of Jumanji, Karen Gillan, and soon to be seen in Robin Hood, Taron Egerton.
The teams working in visual effects are constantly passing milestones. Most recently, the appearance of a virtual Peter Cushing in Rogue One. A technical achievement to which we can only react by saying,
just back off, okay? Back off, you geeks. You can make animals if you like, that's fine. An animate object, that's okay with me. But if you carry on trying to take actors' jobs, we're gonna track you down and give you a taste of what you fear the most. Natural light.
Couldn't agree more, Karen. Visual effects teams, we are here to honor your incredible work, but also to ask you, please, don't take our jobs. The nominations are
Star Wars: The Last Jedi. The Shape of Water. Dunkirk. Blade Runner 2049. War for the Planet of the Apes.
And the BAFTA goes to Blade Runner 2049.
Thank you, BAFTA, for this amazing award. The making of this film was really a true labor of love. Thank you, Denis Villeneuve, for your intensity and your dedication is seen in every frame of this film, especially the visual effects. Thank you, Ridley Scott, for the original Blade Runner and the inspiration that it provided to all of us. Thank you to the amazing crews in Budapest and in Los Angeles, and everyone at Alcon, Warner Brothers, Sony, especially Andrew Kozloff and Broderick Johnson. Thanks to Roger and James Deakins. Beautiful work, just beautiful. Joe Walker, Dennis Gassner, Karen Murphy, Paul Lambert, Rich Hoover, Gerd Nevsker, Habib Zagapur, Richard Clegg at MPC, Victor Mueller, Pierre Buffon, Deke Ferrard, Sebastian Moreau, Ryan Tudup, and the talented artists who made this work at Double Negative, Frame Store, MPC, Booth, Rodeo, UPP, Atomic Fiction, Weta Workshop, and Nevsker Special Effects. The best special effects are not about the amount of technical detail that are in a shot. It's about how it makes you feel emotionally, and you guys have made us feel really great tonight. So thank you.
Now we move on to the award for Outstanding Debut in honour of Carl Foreman. To make the presentation are two wonderfully talented English actresses. Please welcome the glorious Lily James and the ineffable Gemma Arterton.
Lily and I would just like to thank you all for standing up for justice and equality tonight.
Yes, and now, yes, and now back to business.
Yeah. The BAFTA for Outstanding Debut by a British writer, actor or producer recognises filmmakers who have arrived with fully formed, distinctive voices.
The past recipients include Lynn Ramsey, Paddy Considine and Chris Morris. So the winner will be joining illustrious company. And this year's nominations are...
Rungano Nyoni, Emily Morgan, I Am Not a Witch.
In a
remote Zambian village, 9-year-old Shula is exiled to a camp for witches after being accused of having supernatural powers. Shula must choose whether to accept her fate or risk the consequences of freedom. Gareth Tunley, Jack Healy-Gutman, Tom Meaton, The Ghoul.
I just want to get better.
Former detective Chris goes undercover as the patient of a murder suspect's therapist. But as his therapy sessions continue, the lines between fantasy and reality blur, and Chris begins to wonder whether it's all in his head. Johnny Harris, Thomas Napper, Jawbone. Former youth boxing champion Jimmy faces the fight of his life as he battles with alcoholism.
If I find any booze in it... Bill, that won't mine. Oh, sorry. Are you talking to me?
But when he turns to friends at his childhood boxing club for help, he finds himself back in the ring, risking it all for another shot at glory. Lucy Cohen, Kingdom of Us.
Tell you what, most kids don't have a dad like mine. I'm so lucky.
Paul Shanks killed himself in 2007, leaving behind his wife Vicky and their 7 children. This documentary film follows the Shanks family as they struggle with their loss and attempt to plot a course for a brighter future.
I want to hug you, please.
Alice Birch, William Oldroyd, Fola Cronin O'Reilly, Lady Macbeth.
Where's your husband?
Wherever you put him.
In 19th century England, teenage bride Catherine gives in to desire when she embarks on a dangerous affair with a worker on her husband's estate. But as her passion grows, so does a morbid determination to stop at nothing to get what she wants.
And the BAFTA goes to I Am Not a Witch, Rungano Nyoni and Emily Morgan.
Wow. Yeah. We're not prepared. I just want to say thank you to BAFTA, the jury. It's a bit really unexpected. I know everyone says that, but really it is. And also, who do I want? My husband, Gabrielle. My mum, my dad, and Travis for being the most supportive parents you could ever ask for. My little niece. I'm now pulling things from the air. Who else? Oh, and the cast and the crew. Thank you. And all the people. Actually, I always want to say this. All the people that said yes to me, who are BFI, Film 4, Film Cymru. Without you guys' support, we wouldn't have been able to make this film. And also all the people that said no, frankly, because it really spurred me on. And diolch yn fawr, na tot la sana, thank you.
And Rungano said most of it, but also our distributor Curzon and our sales agent Kinology. And yeah, I'd like to say thanks to all my incredibly supportive friends and family. You're always there for me. And everyone in the industry who's supported us along the way, you know who you are. And the NFTS as well, a huge thanks. And I guess, finally, time's up.
Yeah.
「
Oh, they've left the envelope. This could be awkward. We don't want any embarrassing mix-ups later. Could somebody come and take this, please? It's lovely, but a little bit OTT even for the BAFTAs, but thank you, OVO. Next, we have the award for Supporting Actress. To announce the winner is a phenomenal American actor whose next project is Wes Anderson's Isle of Dogs, where he plays the leader of a pack of talking dogs. He's been out for a walk, we've toweled him down, and if he's a good boy tonight, he gets a biscuit. It's the obedient Bryan Cranston.
Thank you. Wow. Royal Albert Hall. Woo. Okay, we get it. You're classy, Britain. I mean, the Royal Albert Hall, Joanna Lumley. We have nominated films about Churchill and Dunkirk. Accent on the second syllable, which makes me wonder, why isn't it Churchill? We have the Duke and Duchess. The only way that this evening could get any more British would be if suddenly a TARDIS materialized and Jane Austen popped out, holding a corgi and apologizing for the sleet. This is a very impressive and spectacular evening, which is how I would describe the performances of the 5 women in the supporting actress category. Very impressive and just spectacular. These women have delivered extraordinary interpretations of their characters, each one clearly worthy of receiving a BAFTA, yet only one of them will be able to take it home. Let's have a look at the work of these supremely talented women.
Allison Janney, I, Tonya.
You think Sonia Henny's mother loved her? Poor fucking you. I didn't stay home making apple brown betties. No, I made you a champion. Knowing you'd hate me for it. That's the sacrifice a mother makes. I wish I'd had a mother like me instead of nice.
KRISTIN Scott Thomas, Darkest Hour.
He shouted at you. Did he shout at you? No. He can be an awful brute. I made too many mistakes. I think you were nervous, and he has a knack for drawing out the very worst in those who are trying to help him the most.
No, it's not him, it's me. He's
a man, like any other.
Laurie Metcalf, Ladybird.
So if you're tired, we can sit down.
I'm not tired.
Oh, okay. I just couldn't tell because you were dragging your feet. Well, I just couldn't tell.
Why didn't you just say pick up your feet?
I didn't know if you were tired.
You were being passive-aggressive.
No, I wasn't.
You are so infuriating.
Please stop yelling.
I'm not yelling. Oh, it's perfect.
Do you love it?
Leslie Manville, Phantom Thread.
No, don't turn it on me. I don't want your cloud on my head.
Shut up,
No,
Sue.
you can shut right up. Don't pick a fight with me. You certainly won't come out alive. I'll go right through you, and it'll be you who ends up on the floor. Understood?
Octavia Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
The Shape of Water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never trust a man, even when he looks flat down there.
And the BAFTA goes to Allison Janney, I, Tonya.
I could simply murder a glass of water right now. I want to thank BAFTA, and I want to clear up a little lie that I've perpetrated for the past 30 years. I did not, in fact, graduate from the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. I did, however, attend a 2-week summer program, which is probably the reason I'm standing here right now. It is certainly the reason I fell in love with London and fell in love with the theater, so this means a great deal to me. I want to thank the entire TONYA team who's here tonight. You all are extraordinary, Craig and Margot, I love you. To Team Janney, some of whom are here tonight, Kevin and Karen. I want to thank Neon and 30 West and AI for supporting this film from the beginning. And last but not least, I want to thank my dear friend Stephen Rogers, who wrote I, Tonya, this beautiful movie, and he insisted that I was the only actress to play this role. You have given me a gift I will never forget, my friend. I love you. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, while the last 12 months has seen some extraordinary work being produced, we've also had to say goodbye to far too many friends and colleagues who illuminated the world of film. As we pay tribute to them, playing for us, we have the sublime musical gifts of Sheku, Isata, Braima, Tonya, and Jennifer. Please welcome the ludicrously talented Canna Mason family.
Thank you very much. A pleasant good evening to you. You look like a great audience.
Aren't you scared, little boy? I'm going to drink your blood.
Julien, je t'aurais cherché partout.
Ta-da!
That was good. Pity about poor Catherine, though. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
He loved her more than he ever felt possible.
about Supergirl, you know that, don't you?
Hope you enjoyed the show. Good night.
They are absent, but they're never forgotten. Thank you to the wonderful Sheku and his extraordinary siblings. What a family, and there are 2 more of them at home. Sound is the next award, and to hand it over, we've got 2 sensational British actors who, despite being snapped up by Hollywood, don't mind rolling up their sleeves and presenting a BAFTA. From Journey's End, it's Sam Claflin, and the star of Detroit, Will Poulter.
Sound designers are notorious for their attention to detail. The sound in the films nominated this year involved recording air raid sirens in a desert, creating a special rain microphone, and finding just the right goat for a creature in Star Wars.
All perfectly mixed to fill an auditorium with layers of emotion and tension. And then some of you watch films on a tiny iPad. But let's see the nominations.
They're coming. Shut the door.
And the BAFTA goes to Dunkirk.
I'd like to thank the British Academy for this vote of confidence. Also, Warner Brothers Burbank, Warner Brothers UK. To our director, Christopher Nolan, that entrusted this sound team to sonically weave the 3D tapestry of this film. Thank you, Chris. It also marks a timeline. As this movie is a timeline, this movie also marked a timeline in my life. This was my 207th film. It also, also my retirement film. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you, Chris, Emma, Lee. Thank you, everybody at Warner Brothers. I have to thank my 2 children, Luciana and Devin. Your dreams are as important to me as they are to you. Thank you, Full Sail University, for taking dreams seriously.
Thank you, BAFTA. Thank you, Chris, Emma, my wonderful team back in Burbank. My family, love you, Sue and Sam.
To present the award for original screenplay are two British actors who first worked together back in 2002 on About a Boy. And they enjoyed it so much that they've waited just 16 short years to do it again. In the upcoming film, The Favourite, it's Rachel Weisz and Nicholas Hoult.
It's a very special moment for actors when we turn the pages of an original screenplay. Our minds immediately fill with questions like, how can I do justice to this writing? And how did the writer dream up this world?
Yeah. But you count how many lines you've got too, right?
Oh yes, of course, that's much more important.
Yeah,
You're completely
good.
right. So let's see the nominations for original screenplay.
The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro, Vanessa Taylor.
I look in the mirror and the only thing that I recognize are these eyes and this old man's face. You know, sometimes I think I was either born too early or too late for my life. Maybe we're both just relics.
Lady Bird, Greta Gerwig.
My name is Ladybird.
Well, actually, it's not, and it's ridiculous.
Call me
because your name
Ladybird
is
like you
KRISTIN.
said you would.
You should just go to City College. You know, with your work ethic, just go to City College and then to jail, and then back to City College, and then maybe you'd learn to pull yourself up and not expect everybody to do everything.
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, Martin McDonough.
Why'd you drill a hole through poor fat Jeffrey's thumbnail?
That did not happen. His hand slipped. He drilled a hole through his own self. Did he say I did it? Well, I guess it's his word against mine then, huh? Kind of like in all those rape cases you hear about. Except this time, the chick ain't losing.
It ain't really about winning or losing, though, is it, Mildred?
Get Out, Jordan Peele.
I didn't get to meet you actually up close. I'm Chris.
I know who you are. She is lovely, isn't she? Rose?
Here she is.
One of a kind? Top of the line? A real doggone keeper?
Right.
I, Tonya, Stephen Rogers.
I can see that shiner through your makeup, you know.
BAFTA on the ice yesterday.
I don't know, Tony. I would never be with someone who fucking hit me.
You hit Dad.
That's different.
And the BAFTA goes to 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Oh, Jesus. It was truly an honor to be nominated alongside Jordan and Stephen and Guillermo, Vanessa and Greta. And it's been great to get to know you guys over the last few weeks of this craziness. And thank you for your brilliant films. I would just like to thank my muse, Sam Rockwell, for his brilliance. I love you, and let's do it again, Sam. To Woody Harrelson, too, wherever you may be tonight. But I think what we're most proud of about this film, especially in this Time's Up year, is that it's a film about a woman who refuses to take any shit anymore, played by a woman who's always refused to take any shit. So I would like to thank Frances McDormand for a performance that's as unapologetic as it was fearsome. And I love you, and let's do it again too. And thanks to John Gregory, to Ben Davis, Film 4, and Fox Searchlight, and thanks to BAFTA.
Leading actor now, and to present it is an astonishingly classy actress. I rather hoped I'd be feeling that role tonight, but you know, there we go. It's the scintillating and glorious Salma Hayek.
In this very important and historical year for women, I am here on this legendary stage to celebrate men. It is my pleasure to be the one to present the nominations for the Leading Actor Award. This is an extraordinary collection of actors at the very top of their game and emerging talent who are already producing world-class work. Here are the nominees.
Daniel Kaluuya, Get Out.
How do you feel now?
I can't move.
You can't move.
Why can't I move?
You're paralyzed. Just like that day when you did nothing. You did nothing.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Phantom Thread.
Mr. Woodcock, what is
the
it?
dress back.
Miss Rose is sleeping.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the dress. Can you go and get it for me, please?
She's sleeping.
In the dress?
Jamie Bell, Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool.
I don't know what you want me to say.
You can start with the truth.
Oh, fuck's sake, it's cancer.
Timothy Chalamet, Call Me By Your Name.
Elio, what are you doing?
Reading my music.
No, you're not.
Thinking, then.
Yeah? About what?
It's private.
Gary Oldman, Darkest Hour.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender!
And the winner is Frances McDormand. Nah, just kidding. The BAFTA goes to Gary Oldman for The Darkest Hour.
Oh, thank you, BAFTA, for this tremendous honor. I salute my fellow nominees for your beautiful work, and Leslie, too. This is made all the more special because I can share it with my family tonight who are here, my three sons, Alfie, and Gulliver, Charlie, my beautiful wife, Giselle, and my extended family, Jim Osborne, Douglas Bansky. Without your support, without your help, without your faith in me, I would not be standing here. Joe Wright, you led the charge with such integrity and energy and passion. You handpicked an armada of talent. I love you, KRISTIN. I love you, Lily. You have a singular vision and a huge heart, and they were never more on display than in this beautiful film. I would like to thank Eric Fellner, Tim Bevan, Lisa Bruce, Anthony McCartan, Douglas Sabansky, and Peter Kajowski, Donna Langley, and my wonderful makeup team, Kazuhiro, Dave, Lucy, Ivana, and last but not least, Winston Churchill, the man himself. In those dark, uncertain days in 1940, he held the line for honor, for integrity, and freedom for his nation and the world. So I thank you, Sir Winston. I thank you, the Churchill family, and of course, once again, BAFTA. I'm so grateful for this incredible honor. Thank you.
And now it's time for leading actress. And to present it is a British actor who won a BAFTA 4 years ago for his outstanding performance in 12 Years a Slave. He's got buckets of charisma, bags of intensity, and 2 new films coming out this year, Mary Magdalene and The Lion King. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Good evening. It is truly hard to imagine 5 more involving or demanding roles than the 5 in this year's nominations for leading actress. Let's take a look.
Frances McDormand, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
How come you came up here out of nowhere looking so pretty? You ain't trying to make me believe in reincarnation or something, are you? Because you're pretty, but you ain't her. She got killed. Now she's dead forever.
Saoirse Ronan, Lady Bird.
People make so much noise in the movies, but it's really not a big thing. You can totally be quiet during it.
Was it amazing, though?
I wanted it so badly, but then I found that when it happened, I really like dry humping much more.
Annette Bening, film stars don't die in Liverpool.
I'm just too old for you. That's what you're saying.
No. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have...
No, well, I'll tell you something. You're wrong.
Sally Hawkins, The Shape of Water.
When he looks at me, the way he looks at me, he doesn't know what I lack or how I am incomplete.
Margot Robbie, I, Tonya.
Well, you know what? If you can come up with $5,000 for a costume for me, then I won't have to make one. Till then, just stay out of my face.
Maybe you're just not as good as you think. Maybe you should pick another sport.
Suck my dick.
And the BAFTA goes to Frances McDormand, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I saw his Othello. Thank you, British film people. As Martin said, I have a little trouble with compliance. But I want you to know that I stand in full solidarity with my sisters tonight in black. And I also want to say that I'm going blank, but I also want to say that I appreciate a well-organized act of civil disobedience. And I am thrilled that activists all over the world have been inspired by the set decoration of the 3 billboards in Martin's film and have taken to the streets and let it be a part of the positive public discourse that's happening. And I want to thank Blueprint Productions and Film 4 and Fox Searchlight for carefully shepherding Martin's films, Guillermo's films, because not only are they entertaining, but they encourage a longer and broader cultural conversation. So, you know, when I was a young actor in drama school, I was told that I was not naturally gifted and I would have to work at it. And so, I did. And along the way, I was very fortunate to collaborate with filmmakers who started writing roles with me in mind. Joel and Ethan Coen, Jane Anderson, and now Martin McDonagh. And I'm deeply grateful to them for helping me realize my hidden potential. Who would have thought that Marge Gunderson would grow up to be Mildred Hayes? Power to the people.
Best Director is our next award in honor of Sir David Lean. To present it, an actress who shone so brightly in Moonlight and will be seen in Rampage later this year. And joining her is the only man in history whose CV includes the Royal Shakespeare Company and the Emoji Movie. It's Naomi Harris and Sir Patrick Stewart.
To produce great work as a film director requires a combination of very rare talents. The ability to create and maintain entire worlds, the technical knowledge of every aspect of a production,
and the rarest talent of all, the ability to spend prolonged periods of time in the company of actors.
All of the nominees have produced incredible pieces of cinema. Let's see them at work.
Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan. The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro.
What'd you say to me? What is she saying?
I didn't catch it.
Blade Runner 2049, Denis Villeneuve.
I had your job. I was good at it.
It was simpler then.
Why are you making it complicated?
Why don't you just answer the question?
What question?
I didn't figure you as one for bullshit.
Call Me By Your Name, Luca Guadagnino.
I'm glad you came.
I'm nervous.
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, Martin McDonagh.
I know I smelled something, but...
Let her go!
Oh, I kind of needed to use the bathroom, but if it's inconvenient, actually, it is inconvenient, isn't it? I can see it's inconvenient. I can hold it.
And the BAFTA goes to The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro.
Well, thank you, BAFTA. Thank you, Fox Searchlight, for all the support and my per diem for yesterday. It was really useful for so much black pudding. The shadow of English culture has loomed large in my life, giving me inspiration. Painters, writers, cinema. I made it no secret to say how important was the legacy of Powell and Pressburger in this movie, in making it, the delicate writing of classicists like Noel Coward, like Rattigan, but also Sally, the miracle that is Sally Hawkins, and myself. We made it a point to study two of the greats, as director and as actor, Charlie Chaplin, and the magnificent minimalist, Stan Laurel, who did so much with so little. But the most important figure from English legacy is, incredibly for me, a teenager by the name of Mary Shelley. And she has remained a figure as important in my life as if it was family. And so many times when I want to give up, when I think about giving up, when people tell me dreaming of the movies and the stories I dream is impossible, I think of her. Because she picked up the plight of Caliban, and she gave weight to the burden of Prometheus, and she gave voice to the voiceless and presence to the invisible. And he showed me that sometimes to talk about monsters, we need to fabricate monsters our own. And parables do that for us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The moment has arrived to find out the winner of the prestigious Best Film. And to present this coveted Golden Mask is a British actor who needs no introduction. Okay, maybe just a tiny little introduction. It's the utterly fabulous Daniel Craig.
Thank you. It is an incredible honor to be presenting this award this evening, and just magnificent to see all of you here, especially because you're supporting Time's Up. So let's put these wonderful people out of their misery. The nominations for Best Film are
Three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
You didn't happen to pay a visit to the dentist today, did you?
No.
Huh?
I said no.
Oh, so it wasn't you who drilled a little hole in one of Big Fat Jeffrey's big fat thumbnails, no?
Of course not.
Huh?
I said, of course not. You drilled a hole in the dentist? Denise, no, I didn't.
I thought it was kind of funny myself, but he wants to press charges, so we're gonna have to bring you in, I'm afraid.
Dunkirk. The Shape of Water. Call Me By Your Name.
I can't believe you changed it again.
Oh, I changed it a little bit.
Yeah, why?
I just played it the way Busoni would have played it if he'd altered Liszt's version.
And what is wrong with Bach, the way Bach would have played Bach's
Bach never wrote it for the guitar. In fact, we're not even sure Bach wrote it
Forget
at all.
I asked.
Darkest Hour.
But the way you're doing your V for Victory sign, well, in the poorer quarters, that gesture means something else.
What does it mean?
Well, I wouldn't like to say, sir.
I was captured by the Boer. I spent time in a South African prison.
Up your bum. Sir.
Up your bum. Up your...
And the BAFTA goes to 3 billboards.
This could be really quick, because we've done our thank yous already, so we can all finish and go and have dinner. Well, one quick thing. These are all amazing films. We've loved all of them. We've traveled these last few months with all these filmmakers who are brilliant, and thank you to everyone for being together in this.
And finally, we were overwhelmed, really. This is amazing. Our film is a hopeful one in lots of ways, but it's also an angry one. And as we've seen this year, sometimes anger is the only way to get people to listen and to change. So we're thrilled that BAFTA has recognized this, and have a good night.
It's time for the final award of the night, the BAFTA Fellowship, the highest honour the Academy can give. And to present it, please welcome His Royal Highness, the Duke of Cambridge.
Good evening, everybody. Catherine and I are extremely pleased to be here amongst you all this evening. The Film Awards are just one part of BAFTA's activity. I've been privileged over the years to experience firsthand the impact of its work in the United Kingdom, in Los Angeles, New York, and Asia. Work ranging from scholarships and supporting new talent through to masterclasses with the very best in the film industry, many of whom are here this evening. Your support of BAFTA, sharing skills, expertise, and time means we can ensure the growth of creative talent in the UK and internationally. It ensures that we can do much, much more to help talented people from all backgrounds to be given the opportunity to succeed. The recipient of this year's fellowship, the highest honour the Academy can bestow, is a true cinema great. His films are amongst my own personal favourites. A director and producer whose work has engaged audiences for 40 years and whose creativity continues to inspire the vital next generation of talent. To tell you a little bit more about his remarkable career, Sir Kenneth Branagh.
Thank you. Good evening. Warrant Officer Ripley and Replicant Rachel, Archaeologist Elizabeth Shaw and Mother Gail Harris, Thelma, and indeed Louise. These leading characters are unforgettable women who produce indelible moments in the work of the exceptional artist who is tonight's recipient of the BAFTA Fellowship. Most directors would be overjoyed to have one Blade Runner in their career, or one Gladiator. Most producers, one Martian, or one Black Hawk Down, or one 40-second ad for a sliced loaf that he made exquisite and which people still remember every frame of half a century later. The versatility is remarkable, and in his films, he pulls off the feat of inviting audiences to seriously contemplate ideas and at the same time, to borrow his well-chosen words, to also scare the shit out of them. And yes, the compilation we're about to see does include John Hurt's chest. He has said that as a secondary modern schoolboy in South Shields, he could never have imagined this future. But he developed prodigiously at the Royal College of Art and at the BBC, and the culture of those institutions is still gloriously there in his work. For those of us who have had the great privilege to work with him, he is indisputably a master. He has given so much to movie audiences around the world, and long may his unique vision continue to entertain and to inspire. Let's look at just some of the highlights so far.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. I came halfway around the world to watch you run, Clarice.
Rise at night.
Ladies, gentlemen, let's see who wins the prize for keeping their cool.
So, yeah, I blew myself up. Sometimes to create, one must first destroy.
You gonna shoot me in front of everybody? Huh? Come on. Are you not entertained?
And what would it take for you to feel secure? More.
I intend to love you until I die.
Hello, officer. Your problem?
This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
Please welcome to the stage Sir Ridley Scott.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Big boys don't get upset, and I'm quite upset right now. It's been 40 years in this business, and this is the first time they've ever given me anything, so I'm not going to go quietly. I can never be an actor because I can never remember the lines, so I've really got to do it this way. Your Royal Highness, thank you for those kind words, and to BAFTA for this fellowship. It's a tremendous honor to join this list of such great recipients. You know, I'm constantly reminded in press articles that I'm now in the octogenarian club. For those who don't know what that means, it's definitely not a discotheque. It's more like a lawn bowls club with straw hats. I wonder if the real reason behind the award is better give him something before it's too late. I've always been a late starter. Years ago, when I was 15 and headed for the GCE year, to Americans that means your most significant year, when you're about 15, big exams. My dad was reading my report card and saw that my position in class was 29th, but the number in class was 29. I'd achieved the distinction of being bottom of the class at my secondary modern school, for the 4th year running. I wasn't lazy, and I was really trying. You can imagine how I felt. Dad put his hand on my shoulder and said, you know, you can only do the best you can, but whatever you decide to do, make sure you love it. He was a really sweet guy and a great man. I know his attempt to hide his disappointment with some of his encouraging words. I was depressed for a week, but his advice was a wake-up call. Fortunately, I loved working with my hands, and I was good at 2 things, woodwork, yes, woodwork, and art. And I really loved to draw and paint. I was quite talented. Dad strongly encouraged me to go to art school, which in those days wasn't the obvious place that a father would suggest. The reputation of laying about, smoking, talking about the meaning of life and doing nothing in particular had a bohemian ring to it. I was excited, it really appealed to me. The education systems, worth mentioning this, at that time allowed me to go apply for art school with 1 GCE. That could never happen today. So I got into Hartlepool College of Art. The college was a revelation. Its weirdly dressed students expressing their individualism, passionate teachers who are genuinely interested in the students, not just tolerating, but actually engaging with them, a world apart from my schooling till then. It's extraordinary what an enthusiastic teacher can do, drawing the student out, igniting independence, and encouraging the design of your own future, rather than waiting for something to happen. Teaching is the most important of all professions. Sort that out, and social problems will get sorted out. Sounds simple, we've been talking about it for years, but it's absolutely vital. My teachers inspired me, and thanks to my dad's intuition, here I am tonight. So finally, I secured a place at the best art school in the world, certainly at that point, the Royal College of Art. Painting, sculpture, fashion, industrial design, on and on. I just lost my place. I was able to mooch around and utilize the facilities. You weren't taught here, you seized the opportunity. At this point, I was already in ignition mode and taught myself to deal with all the competition around me. It was tough. Some of the best were here, definitely. The painting school alone had David Hockney, Kittage, Francis Bacon wandered around and lectured us occasionally. We even had our own madman from New York as an advertising guru called Bob Gill. But there was no film school. I unearthed a small camera in the design department, a Bolex. I borrowed it to make a movie, but I didn't have a clue how it worked, so there was a small instruction book, which was new, unthumbed. No one ever used it before. Are you bored? Sure. You all right? Okay. Cut to a cold North Durham beach, a bitter day. The cast and crew of 2 are sheltering in a bus stop, and as I try to work out the stop for another take, the actor's freezing his ass off. Sorry, Your Highness. Yeah. Waiting for me to make a decision. Making a film for 65 quid is no joke, believe me. Lesson number 1, economy is everything. The actor, worth mentioning, was a young man called Tony Scott, my brother, later of Top Gun. He'd be my partner for 50 years, and I guess you all know what we did in that time. We didn't hang around. Film is a great art form, maybe the most exciting and challenging of all occupations. I caught the first wave of independent television, and enjoy the exciting world of advertising and commercial making. This was my film school. Today, the explosion of content platforms and social media have made this a far more accessible and democratic art form, which, with an unprecedented reach, 24/7, 365 days. The opportunity to create authentic and relevant engagement, the future in film and storytelling must have a profound effect. As storytellers, we have a duty to be mindful how we use this power. We must strive to protect the core tenet of the narrative, that all the best stories tend to come from the truth, even fiction. It's important to acknowledge that entertainment can be the most powerful form of education, but documentaries have suddenly really kicked in and are taking on this position by raising global awareness. The best example of storytellers' power, when you think about this, is Blue Planet, probably the greatest commercial for our beautiful Earth. We must not lose this beautiful gift we have, because it's the only one we've got left. I think I should mention all the talents I've worked with over time, and to my kids who are all in the same business, and to my wife Janney, and Your Highness, thank you. BAFTA, thank you for this great award. I should find a very special place for it. By the way, I'm available in autumn 2019. Oh.
And that's it for the EE British Academy Film Awards 2018. Thank you to everyone who played their part in such a magical evening. And Stephen Fry, if you're watching, I hope this is okay. Until next year, good night.
Awards presented earlier. Original music.
And the BAFTA goes to Shape of Water, Alexandra Desplat.
Guillermo, your film is unique, and the poetry that you've given us is amazing.
Makeup and hair.
And the BAFTA goes to Darkest Hour, David Balanovsky, Ivana Primorak, Lucy Sibic, Kazuhiro Suji.
Thank you, BAFTA. Thank you to my team, our lovely team who helped us on this film. Amazing cast, very supportive producers.
Costume design.
And the BAFTA goes to Phantom Thread, Mark Bridges.
This award's special to me because British film's always been an inspiration to me, something to admire and something to aspire to as a level of quality.
Animated film.
And the BAFTA goes to Coco.
If I want to get back to the land of the living, I need the Necklace's blessing.
That's weirdly specific.
He's my great-great-grandfather.
He's your what?
The biggest thanks of all to the people of Mexico. Your culture and traditions inspired me to make Coco, and it would not exist without you and your endlessly beautiful celebration of Dia de Muertos.
Editing.
And the BAFTA goes to Baby Driver, Jonathan Amos and Paul Mattress.
You know, I think you're very lucky as an editor if you get the opportunity to work with someone of the caliber of Edgar Wright.
Documentary.
And the BAFTA goes to I Am Not Your Negro.
The future of the Negro in this country is precisely as bright or as dark as the future of the country.
I want to thank the British Academy for this award. I'm very honored and humble.
Outstanding British contribution to cinema.
It started from extraordinary humble beginnings, And it's something I'd like to think that not just we in the film industry and television industry should be proud of, it's actually something the nation should be proud of.
At the NFTS, our goal is to ensure that the future Roger Deakins or Emily Morgan, wherever they may come from and whatever their means, have the opportunity and support to reach their full potential.
British short animation.
The BAFTA goes to Poles Apart.
Help! Please!
Just to have been nominated alongside Will and Ben tonight was incredible enough. This is incredible.
British short film.
And the BAFTA goes to Cowboy Dave.
Dad says that books aren't worth bothering with.
Well, your dad's an idiot.
Yeah.
If you're a girl and boy out there from a working class background like me, all I have to say to you is look, film is not an impossible dream.
Film not in the English language.
And the BAFTA goes to The Handmaiden. Unfortunately, Park Chan-wook and Sid Lim couldn't be here tonight.
Cinematography.
Roger Deakins, Blade Runner, 2049.
Unfortunately, Roger Deakins cannot be with us tonight. He's shooting a movie in New York right now.